is week 5 of the 2020 mini workout series, and this week we only got 2 movements. This week, we're gonna have a pause chair squat, okay, and we're gonna have mountain climbers. Now, if you guys watch mini workout series 1 or week 1, then you know that chair squat is just squatting into a chair and standing back up. So if you haven't watched that one, go back and watch that one. Because the only thing different about this is that we're gonna add a pause to it. So in doing a chair squat, we're doing work on the quads, glutes, keeping the chest upright, keeping the core tight, whatever, right? And all you're doing is, you're still gonna do the same squat that you did in the first week, right? You're still coming down, still squatting, but the difference is now you're gonna sit for a quick second or two, stand right back up. Sit for a quick second or two, stand right back up. Same exact movement, only difference is now you're adding a pause to it. That pause will make it a little bit more difficult compared to just keeping the movement consistent in the squat. Now, of course, how can we make this easier? Like we did in the first mini workout series with the chair. Just hold on to something. But I will say this. I'd rather you do a regular squat and not hold on to anything than to do a pause squat and have to hold on to something, if that makes sense. Now also, to make this harder, F the freaking chair. If you got it, just do a regular squat. If you don't need the chair, just come right back up. Same movement, chest upright, back is flat. We're coming down, bending the knees, come right back up. If that's still easy, we'll get into it next week or the week after that. So that's it for the chair squat. So now, when it comes down to a mountain climber, if anybody has done sports, your coach has made you do this, and you probably wondered, what is the point of me doing this mountain climber? Because honest to God, in track, we had to do them, and I don't even understand why we did. It really didn't make any sense as to what purpose they really had. But I'm gonna show y'all because it's a fun movement to do. For those of you that like to, for workout enthusiasts that really don't give a F about the technicalities and actually working something specifically, for those people that just like to work, a mountain climber is a fun movement to do. So, give me a second. So, in doing the mountain climber, it's kind of like doing the tall plank or the shoulder touch. Either way, you're starting on your hands, okay? Hands are on the floor, core staying tight. Difference is now we're not having both feet here, we're having feet separated. So, in the mountain climber, you're literally just, quote unquote, climbing a mountain. Which this is not how you climb a mountain in real life. Let it be understood and known. So, yeah. Anyway, but I will say, in doing the movement, obviously your shoulders are working by having to stay in place. In a way, your core is working because you have to keep it tight in order for you to keep the position that you're holding, and you're moving your legs. It's tiring, yes. It works the hip flexors technically, because any kind of thing that you do this, you're working the hip flexors. In a way, you're working the glutes. If you wanted to make it harder and truly work the glutes, you can add a band, but I'll show you guys that in a second. To make this easier, all right, it's just like the tall plank. You could just come up a little bit higher, same thing. Now you're just kind of, it's more of running in place than really a mountain climber. But let me grab a band and show you guys what I mean. So this is a strong band, so I don't know why I grabbed it, but we'll see what happens. So in the mountain climber, if we wanted to make this harder, on the hip flexors and the glutes, what we would be doing, you see how I have it on my feet, basically on the base or towards my toes, basically. So, damn, this is not gonna work. Anyway, so I'm here. Now, if you have a better band than that, smaller one that's not as strong, I would suggest maybe using that, or one that has more slack to it. This band's a lot harder. Like, I would say maybe use it for squats or things of that nature. Matter of fact, so, unfortunately, I don't have a band that's actually weaker than this. Not that one that I can find, at least. So, yeah. Use your imagination. If you can find a band that's not as strong, but you would basically put it around your toes or the base of your foot, and you would just exchange movement, the same thing. Like I said, all you're doing is pumping your knees towards your chest. You're just here. So now, one difference there would be is that now there would be a band on your feet, providing resistance for your knees, because your hip flexor and your glute would have to fight against each other, because you would have your hip flexor, your hip on your right side coming here, as your glute on your left side would be kicking away from it, which is how using a band would make that a little bit harder to do, if that makes sense. But, like I said, in doing the mountain climber, you're working your shoulders to a degree, you're working your core stability, and you're working your hip flexors and your glutes. That's it for this mini workout series. Simple and to the point. Hope you guys enjoyed this beautiful Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend. Do something you love. Get outside. Prolong your life just a little bit longer if possible. Do whatever you can and go tell someone that you love them. That's all I can tell you for today. Love y'all.